Hi, it's Stuart from Hidden Text. I feel like these I Survived Infosec 2026 videos are starting to sound like more proof of life videos. It's really made me giggle watching some of them actually and looking at some of the content. I had a really good Infosec this year, so I want to start off with saying thank you to the organisers. You stepped up your game from last year, which was disastrous. 2025 I thought was horrendous, and you really stepped up the game this year. Yes, I'd like the stages to be better so we can actually find them. I didn't see a single talk this year, but the stands that were there were all the right vendors with all the right people on them that I could talk to. Yes, most of them failed the Cyber BS bingo test, but I was able to actually have some really good business conversations for the first time in a long time actually at a cyber conference. So I want to call out, first of all, the event organisers. You worked your absolute gazoolies off on that one. Well done. I hope it worked out for you and you got profits out of it and all that kind of stuff. I know you don't run it as a charity, but well done. I'd like to see more of the innovation zone at the back end where DSIT was stuck in the broom cupboard in the corner, and the rather random Plexel stand which had very little signage to where Plexel is. They need to be a bit more front and centre. But even some startups, they were fighting very well against some of the big boys out there. So that's the first thing. Well done to the event organiser. The second one is Cyber House Party. You brought it, and you brought it with bells on the end. Absolutely phenomenal work. I can't thank you enough to Nikki Webb, Mark Avery, Natasha, just Elvie, just everybody, Sam, just everybody who got involved and made Cyber House Party this year a real community feel. Conferences are great, but when you don't get to hang out with your mates afterwards and actually just put the world to rights, you miss out on that second layer of intelligence, the bit which says, how do you do it? This year, I had a lot of conversations at Cyber House Party, the two of them, where I was able to put the world to rights. I've got some really good tips and some really good stuff that I can speak to my clients with. Well done. Maybe we need the conferences the other way around. We spend all day just hanging out, and then we do the conference bit of the evening. I don't know. Third one, I'm not going to do unique shout outs. I'm not going to do that whole name and shame of people I met Steve. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it adds anything. But I am going to single out one person that I actually met that I want to single out, and that is Sean Atkinson. Sean disappeared off our horizons for a while. He was very ill, and this was his first outing. And I hope you don't mind me saying this, mate, but I nearly cried just seeing you there. And when someone said you were there, I was like, nah. Then when I saw you, mate, I realised the battles you'd gone through. And we had a really long talk. I think it's a really big point we need to remember for all of us out there. Not everybody has a mental health issue. Some people have physical health issues. Christ, I've now spoken to 3 people in 4 days who've had strokes. You know, our industry is hard on the body. It's hard on the mind. It's hard on the spiritual soul. And it's hard on the physical soul. And we need to start being aware of that. I'm happy to say I'm absolutely exhausted after Infosec. I was doing 20,000 steps a day. Never mind the usual sleep deprivation I live with, but it was hard on the body, really hard on the body, hard on the mind to keep going the whole way through. There was no relax point. The spiritual side of it is just like, I didn't get a chance to meditate once all week. And that takes an emotional toll on a person. And it's hard. Our industry is hard. I know I sound like the worst ever advert for our industry. But some people like that. Some people like hard. They like it when it's difficult to work in. And that's okay. Welcome to Infosec. But, Sean, mate, I'm so glad to see you up and about. I'm so glad to see you around. With a smile on your face. And, yeah, you know, long may you survive and long may you battle forward from your position that you're in. And I really look forward to seeing you again and again and again. And for anyone out there who met somebody who's been through that physical kind of hardship of, you know, being really ill and being essentially hospitalised for nearly 2 years, I want you to reach out to them again. And I want you to say thanks. And I want you to say it's nice seeing you. We're humans at the end of the day. We have a really tough job defending criminals from estates that are normally broken to start with. And when we see one of our own that's gone through the mill, reach out to them and say, nice seeing you, bud. To Sean, nice seeing you, bud. Sailing Back UK, nice seeing you, bud. Oh, Sailing Back UK, what a guy. I don't think I'll ever call him by his real name, but Ian, you're an absolute legend. And that, your organisation, and I'm so glad to see your boss there. Yeah, you are very, very valued. There's enough of us out there that can look after everybody. There were some notable absences. Mike T. Has anyone looked in on our good old friend Amar? Where was he? That's the important question you need to ask yourself. Who was missing? Why were they missing? Was it, oh, I hate Infosec? Okay, is everything all right? Do you need a hug? Do you want to go for a beer? Do you want to go for a cup of tea? It's okay to reach out to people. You don't need permission to be a human being and say, it's okay. Hey, let's go and have a chat. I can't solve your problems, but at least let's go and have a brew. So expect a lot more brews this year. And if you're one of the people I didn't catch up with and you're having problems, reach out to me. I ain't going to shout at you. Some people do wish I could shout at, but I'm a human first. I might tell you you're an idiot and they will go for a brew. But actually, Infosec taught me a lot more this year than just straightforward cyber. Taught me a bit more about the people that are in our industry. Taught me which ones I should care more about and which ones, honestly, frankly, care less about. Yes, there are some idiots in our industry. There is an idiot in every industry, and that's okay. Just don't be one. Don't behave in a way, don't be the person that causes everyone else to go, I'm out. Just be nice, be kind. That's pretty much it. Good mantra for life if you want to have one. If you're struggling, be nice, be kind. Be nice means be nice in yourself, be nice in the way that you work, be open, be transparent, be willing to accept your failures, and be kind. Go find other people who are also struggling and go and find out how they're doing and pass it on, pass it down the line. Oh my God, I hate that expression so much. We're not passing it down the line. Well, it's not like some magical gift. It's just being bloody human. I'm a hugger. If you're having a bad day, come find me. I'll give you a hug. We'll put the words right. Champion Stuart from Hidden Text. That was my Infosec 2026 wrap up. It was a good one. Here's the next one. See you around, people.